Welcome back to the Ms.Dria show. Here I have with me singer-songwriter Paul Morse. Paul, how are you?
All is well. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming out. Welcome to the show.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Okay, so where are you from?
Well, I was born and raised in the county of Dade, but my family's from Jamaica.
Okay, wow. So how long have you been in the industry?
I've been doing music since high school, so about 10 years now.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. Did you always want to do music or?
I sang in like the choir and things like that, so I just, did it, just for praise and worship and
Mhm.
but as I was going along, I bumped into a young man, and we invited him to church. And they said they did like battle rapping on the streets or whatever. So we would just play around in the bathroom stalls, like banging and freestyling. And I asked him to keep it clean, because we were on church grounds, and
Mhm.
he said, he don't know if he could do that. But he went home and he wrote a whole entire verse, and it was gospel oriented. So he came back and he spit it, and I was like, oh. So he was like, why don't we do this as a group? Why don't we make a group? And funny enough, the young man that we invited to church ended up having us come together, and we had a little group called God's Dynasty.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
wow. That's great. Okay, so you recently released your project Square One.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And I read where you stated that Square One was like a chance for you to basically
Reintroduce myself.
reintroduce yourself.
Yes. So yeah, Square One was it's basically me starting all over again, just in everything, and in my, not to say spiritual walk, but just feeling like it's me getting reintroduced to my spiritual walk, me getting reintroduced to a stage, because in the midst of just a lot of trials and tribulations, kind of like fell back into my little corner, which is never a good thing. You should try to stay around community.
Mm-hmm.
But I did that. So it was me just reintroducing myself to my community, and reintroducing my music and just trying something a little bit new and out the box.
Okay. So you've worked with some great people. You've worked with Grammy winner Tyshawn Thompson.
Yes, Ty Shane Thompson.
He's responsible for doing work on Lecrae's Gravity.
Yes.
You've also worked with Matt Massaro.
Yeah, Matt, or AKA 808. Yes,
Okay.
yes. I've worked with both of them, and yeah, they were awesome. They were really awesome. I knew Ty Shane since he was like 9 when he
Oh,
first started
wow.
producing. He literally was so small he had to stand on like a crate to touch the engineer board.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he started really young.
Yeah, because at the age of 18 he won his first Grammy. So you
Wow.
would, yeah. So it's been a while.
Wow. That's great. So what have you learned just from working with them and the experience? Like, what has that done for you in the industry?
What I've learned from it, I've learned that well, as they say, it's not what you know sometimes, but who you know.
Mm-hmm.
And not to say that it's it was just like a relationship based thing that pushed forward, but they, because I knew them from such a long time ago, they literally came to me and they were just like, hey Paul, what do you need? And they just reached out. I didn't have to ask them. They dedicated their time, they dedicated their energy, and they were doing great things, and they just came along. So sometimes you should watch how you treat people, because you never know. You never
Exactly.
know where they may land.
Wow. Okay, so what advice would you give to someone who wants to be an artist someday?
Well, I'm still learning myself.
Of course, that's never gonna stop.
um I don't think there's any right or wrong answer to being an artist. I would say that you would always work at your craft, because it is your craft. I would say to treat everybody with respect, because you never know who you're rubbing shoulders with. I always say the smallest people open up the biggest doors. And not to say that anybody's minute, but I've had people who I just bumped into, like, just, hey, how you doing? Da, 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 talk to them, and we speak for a little bit, and they say, hey, if this opportunity ever opens up, I'll call you. And 3 years later, they call me, and I'm on a tour around the world. I've seen like 14 different countries off of just one conversation with someone, and I never knew where it would have went,
Wow.
you know? It was an experience. I've saw 14 different countries. I took almost every form of transportation you could think of. I seen like performed in 100-year-old buildings where there's like layers upon layers, and I'm talking about it's just a well, it's European, so it's a
Mm-hmm.
white people majority came out to see us, and it was really awesome. I actually went to South America as well this year, so I got to go on 2 tours
Oh,
within a
wow.
short period of time, and they did a lot of them didn't even understand English,
Wow.
but they still came up, and the little bit of English that they did know, they were like they liked the melody and so on
Yeah,
and so
yeah,
forth. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
It's still music,
it's
so
still
they could
music to
feel
them.
that.
Yeah.
So as far as Square One goes, but where can we get that?
You can get Square One on about everything. It's on Shazam. It's on iTunes. It is on Jam the Hype. It's on Rapzilla. It's on my website, therealpaulmorris.com. If you go to therealpaulmorris.com, you'll see all my social handles, which is therealpaulmorris.com. So Twitter, therealpaulmorris.com, Facebook, therealpaulmorris.com, Instagram, therealpaulmorris.com, right?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Are you working on anything new?
Actually, right now I'm working on like an R&B project.
Oh, wow.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, so you're not just like stuck to, you know, to gospel
in
or
one box. Well, I usually do I do music about how I'm feeling or what I'm going through and
okay.
things of that nature, and I try to keep it, I guess, Christ centered. Like it's not gonna be anything to like lead anybody astray or have them,
Okay,
you know.
that's great.
But yeah, I write music from all walks of life, but I don't do anything raunchy or
Yeah,
disrespectful.
of course, that's great. So do you have any events coming up?
Any events? At this point in time, I don't. I do a little bit of everything, so I don't. As far as music is concerned, it's really sporadic. As far as photo shoots and videography and photography, I have plenty of those to do right now. But right now, I can get a call tomorrow and someone will tell
and
me
you'll
to.
be there.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we're gonna check out your video because we do have it. So we're gonna watch that and let the people at home check it out.
All right, check me out.
Yeah, yeah. You see this pain in my lines, read them and weep. These tears from my eyes disguised as ink stained sheets. I am on the edge of the cliff looking down for my fate. I will break if I stay, so I leap. I am unashamed, Romans 1:16. I am not the same, see the change in me. If I bite my tongue, then I bleed in vain. Insane, I can't, it's life I speak. I have died alone 7 times this week. I tried to fight my flesh on my own, I'm weak. I'm feeling discontent with the things of this world, but I'd rather stay shallow than to ever dive deep. The choir singing, alive, alive, forevermore, but I'm feeling so dead inside. I'm really trying to take the word for what it is. I know that everybody dies, but not everybody lives. Oh Lord, I'm on my knees, I'm crying out to you. I'm all alone, I don't know what to do. You told me that you'd take me as I am. I'm asking, Lord, make me a better man.
You left what you owe me, all the things you didn't show me. Tell me who's supposed to guide me now. Maybe I'll learn from the homies. Cause you left, well I guess you guessed that you could pay this debt with your little stupid check. I think that you forget that I'm a human, daddy, I'm your only son. And I can't be a better man with just a pocket full of ones. But you treat me like a light bill, gave me a couple bucks and told me not to smoke weed and don't kill. Well good job, congrats, cause you failed me. Now every time I see a black man, I wanna ask him, can you help me? Cause I just wanna be a better man. Honestly, I wish I had a better dad, but you had a better plan. You told me if I fall, you could show me how to stand.
Oh Lord, I'm on my knees, I'm crying out to you. I'm all alone, I don't know what to do. You told me that you'd take me as I am. I'm asking, Lord, make me a better man. Help me, Lord, to
Paul Morris, and we just checked out his video. He was telling me as the video was playing that he shot the video actually while he was on tour. And you said you just packed up your camera equipment and you just...
Yeah, when I go on tour, I'm a videographer and photographer, so I bring on my camera equipment. So like when they have lunch breaks or when we just have our leisure time, I pack up my stuff and just go off and see some scenery and shoot a video.
Wow, wow. So he told me that was actually Norway that he shot the video in, and it was a great production, and
Thank
you
you.
sound great.
Thank you.
Your voice is really nice. It's really nice. You sound great. So as far as like the people watching, I know you gave your social media, but as far as any contact information you would like to give, or
All right. Well, you can again reach me at therealpaulmorris@gmail. So I'm the real Paul Morris on everything. And if you need to reach me, you can inbox me. Yeah, inbox me. I'll give you my number. I don't necessarily know if I should give you my number on television, but yeah, just reach out to me at the real Paul Morris on everything.
Okay, perfect. So I'd just like to thank you for coming out to the Ms.Dria show. It was a pleasure having you, and I'd like to welcome you back whenever you feel.
I would love to be back.
Thank you. So stay tuned, and we're going to come back with more of the Ms.Dria show with our next guest.